Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Unscripted Violence Pro Wrestling Talk, your voice of the Indies. And tonight we are very pleased and honored to have Nahir Robles. Did I say it right, Nahir?
Yes.
Okay, all right. my accent might not be so good, but
Okay, if anything, I just say people that the H is silent in, like, for some reason in Spanish the H is silent. So I usually just make fun of my name when I was a kid, like the hair shaving product.
yes.
So I would just make fun of myself like that. But like I've had a couple friends actually like try to say it. It's actually pretty funny. Night it's Nahir, it's easy. Like but you're there, you're not wrong.
Okay. Well, that's good. Um, she's been tearing it up on the indies lately, and doing a lot of things. You're one of the top ranked indie female wrestlers uh, out there right now. I've seen a couple times. You're up in well, depending on which source you're going from. I see you as high as the top 20 female wrestlers in the Indies right now, um, all the way from 56. And PWI, I don't know what PWI had you at. I didn't write that
220,
down.
227.
Yeah. So that's high up there in my book, too. Um, so, if you could tell us a bit about yourself, I mean, I know you've been trained by some awesome people. I see. Is Action Jackson? He was one of your trainers.
He was my last trainer. I
He's
think
absolutely
I think he had the
amazing.
worst job because like when you've been training for a while and then the last trainers don't want to have to tweak like all of those like little like bad mishaps that you had but you never really fixed.
Yes.
So he had that. He had that version. He's the one that's tweaking my craft. And it's actually it's really funny because he's very calm, he's very zen, even though like Jackson as a performer is another person. He's all over, especially with his career in Mexico. So whenever he's back in Puerto Rico, he's the one tweaking my stuff, which actually has been a blessing in disguise. Jackson was the first like for no, I'm lying. He was the second trainer. The first trainer who like believed in me was Odi Fernandez, who retired unfortunately last year from wrestling. But Jackson was the second one because he saw a lot of me of himself and me between the underdog story that I've had. So it's nice to like just click so well with your trainer, and he always jokes that I'm his Padawan, like his apprentice. It's actually really sweet.
That's great. So you you're already really big in Puerto Rico. How have you been doing in the United States? Coming over here and wrestling in various promotions here. How have you been received here?
So I think it's weird because I don't think I'm as big back here as people would expect me to be. Like I never really had like a big run here. That's why I mentioned the underdog story.
Yeah.
I was always an afterthought here. Not many people believed in me, which is why I ended up coming to the US in the first place because I wanted to prove to myself and to the world that I could do it. So the way I was received in the States, I was not expecting it, I guess, because I was used to being the black sheep for so long for my hometown. Like I'm proud of my heritage. I just think it was a bit of timing with me and the island because even though like now it's when I think I've had the biggest run in my career in Puerto Rico.
Right.
I came from like asking, like almost pleading to just get an opportunity to do something more and never was really given a shot until now that I had my first ever women's ladder match one on one, which was the first one on the island. ever. So that's like a pretty good like 180 for me in Puerto Rico. But as to the receive of how I've been received in the States, it's been a blessing in disguise. I never believed people would like be so fond of me so quickly. Like whenever, even when I'm in a state that I know nobody, whenever the announcer says from San Juan, Puerto Rico, there's always a Puerto Rican. Don't ask me how in Arizona, and I'm like, what is this? Like even in like in states like deep Pennsylvania, because God knows that it's deep Pennsylvania. And like that's like you could wrestle like in five different places in Pennsylvania, and it's never gonna be the same fans because it's huge, and you can still find a Puerto Rican. I don't know how. We always find Puerto, and and that welcoming feeling. It's because I remind them of home to them, Puerto Rico,
Right.
and and if it's not that, it's people that actually want to learn about my heritage, about my culture, or like my story. Like it's been insane. Like I did not expect that reception at all, which I have been completely grateful for.
Well, for me, what gets me about watching the matches I have with you, that I feel that gets you over so quick, is just your whole personality, your energy when you come in the ring. Um, you're just a likable person, uh, a likable personality that comes across to me.
I appreciate it.
And yeah, and what you do really well. You've had some successes in some tag teams. Major League Blondes was one that I got to catch not too long ago. Are you still with your partner in that?
No, I am no longer part of the Major League Blondes, but I have been part of the stable of the Riot Act since April 2025,
Okay.
which again, it's just three girls who just want to like empower other women, and we're just a bunch of little badasses on each own. Like even like Metro on her own, she has become literally a death match queen. It's insane. Like she looks so tiny.
Oh,
She looks like like a Gwen Stefani of death match. It's crazy. And you look at her
this
so
last,
pretty, and no, that girl can kick anyone's butt, and I'm like, I bow down to you. And then there's
yeah.
Riley, and Riley was trained by the Samoans, so she's a hard hitting girl too. Like we're no lady to mess with. We're not ladies to mess with.
Yeah.
So it's
Oh,
such a great,
absolutely
and
not.
we blend so well. It's again, and like you could see like a little bit of like each, like it's just so cute that whole dynamic, because I met both Metro and Crow wrestling them. Metro was one of my first opponents, like when I started coming back and forth when I wrestled her for the Warriors of Wrestling women's belt back in February 2024, for example. And Riley and I had like a year long feud at Adrenaline Championship Wrestling in Maryland, and yet here we are, the three of us, like from like the whole joke of from enemies to lovers. Well, that's us. The Riot Ad is an enemies to lovers trope.
It's definitely all three of you are coming like leaps and bounds this year and accomplishing things in your own. Have I imagine you have a lot of promotions that are interested in having you work with them. Are there any promotions that you feel most comfortable with right now, that you're having the most fun in?
To me, even I haven't been in a while, but it has been because of scheduling conflicts. I
Hmm.
love Smash Master Wrestling. They're located in Pennsylvania, and that's that's when the Riot Act won their tag team belts. They won it back in July, and we've been able to defend those belts. We defended them recently in Ohio. It was Metro and I. We defended those belts in Ohio, which was my first time in Ohio as well. Um, Home to me is also Adrenaline Championship Wrestling in Maryland. Where I became the first ever Queen of Maryland this year. where I met some of the most wonderful women in the all women show. Warriors also gave me a platform. It gave me Metro. I became their champion, and they allowed me the opportunity to defend the belt. Um, Somewhere other than New York. It was defended twice in Puerto Rico. It was defended in New Jersey, in Mass. Like I wanted that reign, which I am actually defending that belt on December 6th. To be meaningful, I wanted it to be more than just on the Warrior show. Because that belt was also previously held by women like Melina and Nyla Rose. I wanted it to like continue that legacy because Nyla defended it in Japan, for example. So I wanted it to have that same legacy when I'm champion. Hopefully, I retain. That's the plan. I'm wrestling Susie, who's one of his students, and she's tough as nails. That girl is an overcomer. She has it. Like she trains consistently, but just because she trains consistently doesn't mean I'm gonna take it lightly on her because I am not coming back home empty-handed. But there's so many places like just at the top of my head, I mentioned Warriors and I mentioned Adrenaline because again they've been so receptive to me. Uh, Even haven't been there in a while. I'm trying. It's like I have so many places in my head that sometimes when I have to like think I've been to 21 states, so it's kind of like hard. Warrior Breed Wrestling in Florida, they gave me my first. That's when I won my first ever belt. So like all of them have like a special meaning. It's not. I don't think it's like one has more like one is. It's not like one is better than the other. It's just that like I wish I could be in all of them all the time, but it's hard.
Yeah, I bet. And I know of a promotion. I'll text you later about that. But I know of a promotion that's very interested in you right now. And they told me if you talk to her, tell her I want to talk to her, give her my information. So I'm gonna do that for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
I already said it. Like my 2026 dates very much open. Whoever wants to book me, I'm giving you a heads up. I'm actually coming back. I'm going back to the UK in September. So here's the you know, I just announced it here first ever. Not even I haven't even announced that on my page. I went back to London in September. I'm very excited about it.
that's awesome. I mean, worldwide recognition is definitely going to benefit you. And you're a performer. I really want to see just grow, and you're going to go far. Anybody that is anybody should definitely not be overlooking you. And anybody watching this right now, if you have not heard of Nair, uh, you're watching her right now, listening to her. Look her up, and I mean, even just on YouTube, she's got several matches on there that are quite impressive. And look for these promotions that she's mentioning as well. Um, she's phenomenal. So let's go back a little bit. I kind of went backwards a little bit,
It's
but
okay. We make it work.
for yeah, yeah. So what piqued your interest into becoming a pro wrestler?
What it was weird. I was always a fan as a kid. I was raised with boys. So one of my cousins at one summer, he just brought the WWE magazine. I remember this like it was yesterday. He brought the magazine and he started showing me the women wrestlers. Like 'cause he knew like he could not like get me with wrestling with the men. I remember him showing me like all the wrestlers from that time and then I just became hooked. And then I remember I went like a couple years later to summer camp, and then all the boys liked wrestling, and I already had like my little like wrestling knowledge, and I just couldn't escape it. So was just a fan for like my entire life. I was the girl with like I feel like if I have to choose like a comparison magazine, I in Spanish there was like a Mexican magazine. I would compare it a lot. I was the girl at school with like the fashion magazine and the WWE magazine like together in hand because I could just not pick one girl. So I always wanted to train, but I didn't know there were schools in Puerto Rico. But I remember going to one of the WWE live shows back in 2019, and then a guy I know from back from my modeling days, he messages me when I post a picture on the WWE live show. Hey, why don't you go to those shows in Puerto Rico? And I said, well, because if I do, I'm gonna ask somebody to train me. I literally I can go back to the picture and literally find you the screenshot. I literally said that in Spanish, and he's like, "Well, I know a wrestling school." And then he messaged me on WhatsApp, and I'm like, "What do you mean you know a wrestling school?" And then he just sent me the entire information, and then the rest was history. And here we are now.
Well, glad you did it. Who? You mentioned a lot of the female wrestlers early on piqued your interest. Who's some of your influences? Who influenced you the most?
I feel like I love like I'll give you examples. I love intergender wrestling, so I feel like that part of me is China. Um,
Yes,
Wrestling style, I think it's weird because I like looking at my style now, it has a little bit of like even though she's new, like it has a little bit of Lola Vice, but I can go hard too. Like it just depends on how I'm feeling because I love Lita, but I'm not like I loved her style, but I'm not a high flyer. Like I'll do some here and then, but that's not my thing. I respect all the girls that do though. I'm a great base. I'm not I don't need to do all the flying stuff, but I respect it. I see like I love technical wrestling, but I know like when I'm in my zone is when I can go ultra violent. So I guess like I have a little bit of like the attitude era meets the new generation kind of mix.
I can see that. I can see that. I see, even going way back, I see a bit of sensational Sherry in your wrestling. Uh, I see, yeah, I see a lot of the straightforward, hard hitting women in there. You mentioned Nyla Rose. I could see you going toe to toe with her.
Met her, but I didn't wrestle her. I have a picture with Nyla. I saw her in London back in August. And I remember I said, "I am so sorry." I learned like to not feel embarrassed like talking to people because I can be a huge mess sometimes. And I literally just went up to her and I'm like, "I know this is gonna sound really weird, but I would like to take a picture with you with a Warriors belt because I know you were one of the first champions, and I would like to have that picture of us together. Is that okay with you?" And I have this really cute picture of us holding the belt. So that was really nice too.
Well, I'm putting it out there to whoever can arrange it. You versus Nyla Rose would be
Go for it.
a very
It's
fun
okay.
match. Oh yeah, that would be a great match. Um, and lately, my show has been actually about putting over more women wrestlers, and because there is becoming I don't know, kind of a wave, what I like to call a real revolution, especially in the indies, of women wrestlers really letting it hang all out and you know going toe to toe with anybody. I myself am a huge fan of intergender wrestling. I I see nothing wrong with it. I love it. Like you mentioned, Angel when she went with Danny DeMonto. I don't know if you
Yo,
caught any of
and
that
that
match that she
speech
had.
he gave afterwards, like I was looking at it like from the phone, and I started crying, like because I could see her emotion, and I was like, that match was crazy. I'm like, Matt, respect Angel. I love her. I don't know, like sometimes she goes crazy, but that's I respect that because that's what she loves, and I'm no one to judge what they love. Like I love intergender wrestling, like and I respect people who don't. Like it's just about preferences, you know?
Yeah, I I would. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it on mainstream TV because I could see it being a good thing and I can see it being a bad thing for a lot of the mainstream, maybe casual fans wouldn't understand it. So I kind of hope we keep it indies, but a company I think that might be pushing towards it, that has done a good job at it, is AEW lately. Willow Nightingale getting tangled up with John Moxley. I could
Also
see
think we
something
had a glimpse
happening
of
there.
that. I think we also had the glimpse of that, like with Ellsworth, if you think about it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh
Also
yeah.
gave us that glimpse,
Definitely.
and they had the mixed up. What was it called? It was the mixed up matchup challenge. Is that what it was called? That they would
You
have
know,
like intergender
I
tag teams.
yeah. Yeah. It was on YouTube that they would show it on
Yeah, it
for
was, for example,
WWE.
it
That
was like
that
Charlotte teamed down with AJ Styles. I remember that team. It was Finn Balor and Becky Lynch. Like it was really cool
I
and
was a real fan of that.
it was Miss and Oscar. Like they were really cool pairings, and they made it work, and I love that whole aspect of it.
Yeah, that really kicked it up, and it kind of went in a dead end for some reason.
I don't know why
I
they
think
should
they
have
should
kept
have went
going. I
further with
love
it.
those matches. I love them.
Their booking is a mystery to me sometimes. But I think they should have done a second, third, fourth season of that.
It was
Um,
great.
but I see it eventually coming into the mainstream. Maybe not quite as hard as in the indies, but that's why I hit on the indies so much, is because the indies dare to do different, to break ground and to set a precedence for pro wrestling.
Agreed.
Um, do you see, do you where do you see women's wrestling going in the next, let's say, 5 years, in
I think
your
women's
opinion?
wrestling has pretty much made a takeover. Like people are like, you know how it used to be back then, like people saying that the women's match were the bathroom break. Now it's
Yeah,
having the opposite effect. Like people want to see the women's match. Like people want to know, like, that they know these girls can go now. Like they're not afraid to fight. Like they're not afraid to break a nail. They're not afraid of anything. All these girls that are coming up, they're all fearless and brave and funny and all willing to put in the work. It's like an uprising of women's wrestling, and I feel like soon enough, like we're gonna have more. 'Cause I think eventually we're gonna have like more all women shows. That like that's been like something that has me triggered. Like we barely have all women shows, like, and those are the real like show stealers for me. So I
I
think
know.
like that's
For
gonna
me,
be
I
something that's gonna come up, so hopefully in the next 5 years, because it took way too long. For example, I'm giving WWE as like the mainstream example. It took way too many years, like from one evolution to the second.
yeah,
That
it
was
did.
insane.
It kind of it kind of dipped and went into a low for me, and then all of a sudden it's coming back. And I had the pleasure last week of speaking with Mr. Kane, who's doing amazing things with her She's Hardcore brand, and really pushing some great ideas coming out.
I think Metro is the champion of the She's Hardcore.
Yes, yes, she is. And to
I was
let
like, wait, I
everybody
know
else
this brand.
know,
I know this.
yeah, and to let everybody else know, uh, Angel will be on this podcast either mid January or early February. So we're excited to talk to her too. And yeah, it's almost an explosion, and all these ideas. I want to get it out there for people to watch this, to really, and even casual fans. There's some people who watch my podcast. They don't know anything about wrestling. They just like watching the interviews and seeing what it's all about. But if there's one thing I can get across right now at this time in wrestling, now is the time to seek out women's wrestling, to look at the women I'm interviewing on here and see what they are doing. This is not the women's wrestling from yesteryear. This is not a pageant show anymore. This is this is technical, hardcore fighting going on right now, and it's absolutely amazing what's going on. And you're a big part of that.
For sure. It's weird because again, I feel like I haven't been around like long enough. And then again, it's just a weird it's so weird because I have for example, I've had the honor of like even having promotion asking me for more women, and I don't feel like I have this big like power or anything. I just like helping others out, like get opportunities, because that I think that's what women's wrestling should be all about. Like we're not it's like I know they wanted to make it seem like it's huge competition, but there's so much more to us than just like fighting with each other. There's a sisterhood there that needs to be explored more. And to me, what like I have these opportunities of like helping other people, like move ahead. Um, it's kind of my way of paying it forward. No one ever did that for me. So like in a
So
way,
who would you say you would like to see uh, come up with you right now? Who are your favorites to work with besides those that you've mentioned already?
I mean, I love it's such a weird thing because I never had like a list. Like it just has come up. Like if I have to mention like big TV names, I wrestled Priscilla Kelly back in August. That was great. Um, I wrestled Zaya. I've wrestled Su Young. I wrestled Megan Bain, Ali Catch. I've wrestled like all these amazing women. Like even when I at a certain point in my time and when I didn't think I was ready for them. But independent wrestling wise, I would love to fight anybody. Like if I had to like say a name right now, I've been saying it as of lately. I've never wrestled Gabby Forza, and she's a force to be reckoned with.
Yes,
And
yes,
but
and she's dabbling in the.
I've wrestled a lot. Nat, who was the one who took away the Creative Pro belt from her, which is funny because I'm wrestling I'm wrestling Nat in an all women show in January, for example, and I was just joking about it, and I'm like, I am officially competing with Gabby Forza on who wrestles Nat the most now, and I'm not even mad about it.
I'd like to see you two wrestle. She's gone for and her other half too, Bear.
Well,
Bear's
he's had the
just
run. Like 2025, he made it
oh
his
man.
own.
He is just taken over and and then with those two whenever you see them in the ring together, it's so much fun to
I
watch.
know.
It's just so much energy there. So, I'd love to see you two work together.
Hopefully soon.
That 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 would be exciting. Could you tell everybody who may not be familiar with you where they can find you? If you have any matches coming up, where they
I
can
do.
see them.
I will attack you because I know this by memory. It's crazy. So
Okay, okay. Well, give it to us. That's what we're here
yes,
for.
okay. So social medias, it's you could just look me up as Nahir Robles. Instagram is it's kind of in Spanish, but it's Rizos y Sarcasmos, but like it comes up. Just you could just write my name and it shows up. I have a lot. Like December is a crazy month for me. It's insane. Like for the first time ever, I'm wrestling on New Year's Eve. So that's pretty freaking cool.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's my Rhode Island debut. So, December 5th, I'm back at Adrenaline Championship Wrestling in Cambridge, where I'm facing Journey Burke for the Fire Women's belt. A belt that I have been struggling so hard. Like I've been so wrong with that belt, man. Like every time something happens, and either elsewhere it screws me over, or life happens. Like it's just been a mishap with it. Me and that belt are just like in a toxic relationship, in a situationship, like like my submission. December 6th, I'm
Yes.
putting the Warriors of Wrestling Women's title on the line against Susie. December 7th, I'm facing for the first time ever Natalia Markova at CEP in New York for the NWA Women's Belt and the CEP Women's Belt. December
Amazing.
13th. 13, I'm back at Victory Pro Wrestling, but that's because I said I'm coming back because I had a top contender that has been long overdue to be used. December 14, I'm back in Puerto Rico. I'm just gonna be in my tag team partners. I have this in Puerto Rico. I come out with Quintana, which we're part of a faction of ourselves. We just roll our own thing. Where I'm gonna be on his corner at Evolution Wrestling Alliance in Puerto Rico. December 21st, I put my belt on the line, a Ground Zero Western Women's belt in Puerto Rico, against Akire and Vanilla Vargas. Vanilla Vargas was really big in Mexico. She's on her last tour because then she's leaving for a while, for Australia if I'm not mistaken. Then
Okay.
December 28th, I'm in Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but it's a surprise apparently, which I'm very excited about. And December 31st, I am at a Cabo Wrestle in Rhode Island. So this is my Rhode Island debut and my first New Year's Eve match.
That is awesome. And I love matches that take place on the holidays. It takes me back to the days. I love when there's a Thanksgiving match or a Christmas match or a New Year's match.
I'm very
Those
excited.
are always the most
All I
exciting. Oh
know
yeah,
so
you
far,
gotta be.
all I know at least from the 31st is that it's a I can't get the name out of it. Gauntlet. It's a gauntlet. That's all I
Oh,
know.
okay.
So I'm excited.
So you'll be in competition with lots of people.
I'm gonna have to like do more cardio. That's all I know. I just know I need to do more cardio for this
Yeah,
one. It's fine. I'll be fine. I'll be good.
I believe in you.
Fingers crossed.
So now these promotions, can they be found on? I always encourage everybody watching. Can they be found like on IWTV,
So
uh, YouTube?
some have a YouTube channel, some have the Patreon, some are on IWTV. Most of them are on YouTube. For example, Warriors is on YouTube. ACW is
Okay,
on Patreon and YouTube eventually. Um, GCW's on YouTube. Let me see who else I'm thinking of. CEP's on YouTube. Like a lot of my matches, if you like just Google my name, they usually show up with the promotion itself. I try like so that's good.
okay. And once again, everybody check her out. She's amazing. She's fun. You can see, I mean, your energy just comes through the screen right now, and I love it. And I'd love to have you back on when you're not so busy next year.
Absolutely, we could literally plan that out soon.
Okay, that sounds great. Well, I need to let everybody know is you can find me at on Twitter at it's Wrestling Talk STG, Facebook it's Staggerly, or you can join the group Unscripted Violence Pro Wrestling Talk. I'm produced by my wife, Mims Haven. She helps me with all the technical work and editing and everything. That's why it takes me so long to put things together because I have to get her to help me with everything. We also have I have a sponsor, W Energy. It's DUBBY, uh, and you get 30% off. It's a energy powder. They have a lot of powders with like the no jitters type of formula, all different kinds of flavor. You will get 30% off if you use the code UV Podcast in that. And it's WDUBBY Energy. You can Google it and it'll take you right to their site. They have sampler packs, all types of different things. One thing I am announcing, we're kind of doing a little bit of partnership with X Brand Wrestling. X Brand has a basement show this Saturday. They also have X Brand a show called Caved In on January 17th. They're actually wrestling in a cave, which will be interesting. You can catch that on IWTV. Also, go to the Dynamite Dolls podcast. That's Dynamite Kid's daughter does that podcast. on the X Brand channel on YouTube. And any any words of encouragement to aspiring young female wrestlers out there before we sign off?
Never let anyone's perception of you tell you where you're supposed to be. Just always fight for what you believe in.
Those are words to live by. And thank you again, Nahir Robles. You're an amazing person. I look forward to talking to you again. And we're gonna be watching out for all those matches that we possibly can this month. And I good luck on retaining everything and possibly gaining new gold. And I see a lot of gold coming your way in the future. So, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe. We really need those subscribes. I have a goal of 1,000 subscribes. So, help us out. And if you like what you hear, give a like and a subscribe, and you will always be updated on interviews with wonderful talent such as we have here. Um, and enjoy the rest of your holidays. And always, always, always keep wrestling in your heart.